Welcome back to the channel, fam. Welcome back to the channel. This is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell. It's simple. Now, listen, family. I know I've been gone for a little minute, and I plan on coming back full time in the next week or so. Hopefully, I feel a little bit better. I don't know if you could tell right now, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I just had to tap in with y'all. I did do a video previously on a studio that's coming soon. But the creators of Openbeat just came out with something. They just sent the email. And I'm locked in with Openbeat. They do have a little bit of issues in terms of what has changed since they initially started in terms of turning your voice into a beat. And in my opinion, the quality has definitely deteriorated. And in fact, it actually seems like it's not functioning right now. But otherwise, the tool has been pretty okay to generate royalty-free music. So I'm content with that. In addition, Openbeat also, they came out with a DAW, and that's probably going to get its own separate video. But today we're going to tap in with Sampla. So what this allows you to do is create your own samples. It's more so for producers, but with me and on this channel, we locked in with lifetime deals. So that's why I picked it up. You can see I'm on the basic pass. So pretty much I'm be able to give you my analysis here, but they do have a free trial. And thank you, creators of Openbeat, for listening. You need to give a free trial so people can try before they buy. Try before they buy. You see they got the contact support button here. You can see the email right there, support@Sampla.ai, in case you need to get in touch with them. But this, matter of fact, put it down. That's the hand clap. You need that free trial so people could try things out. Not only can they tap in with videos like mine and people that they actually trust, they could go ahead and try the tool out for themselves. And you see you get 3 music AI generation limitations. The export and sound quality is probably not going to be the best. It says low. You get the standard default AI model, and you don't get no ownership. I'm tapped in because for $49, and with the code SHAY, you get 10% off. So it cost me about $44 to get tapped in with the basic plan or the basic pass. And if I want to upgrade, everything is streamlined. I just pay that difference while they're offering the studio pass for $149. I'll just pay that $100 difference whenever I'm ready to upgrade and get tapped in with them for real. But you know how it goes. The first thing I'm going to take y'all through is the TOS. You see, it's 2026. It's a new company, new thing they started up. And we're just going to tap in with them. So just go ahead and tap in with the TOS. And then once you tap in with the TOS, we're going to use ChatGPT. We'll get started. We'll create some actual samples. We're going to demo the prompts because they start you off with some prompts and they got a YouTube. But before we do all that, you know how we do in this channel, family, the terms and conditions, terms of service, TOS. Can you break down the terms of service for me as if my IQ was 80, please? All right. So one thing you own the output. They make that clear as day. In commercial use rights, you're granted perpetual worldwide royalty-free use. You see right here, use, sell, distribute, perform, synchronize, monetize. And we appreciate when they put it plain as day, plain simple. Even though I got ChatGPT, to make it even simpler for me, right? Commercial use is granted as long as you own the basic pass and above, right? No royalties, attribution, or additional permissions are required from Sampla.ai, and that's a beautiful thing. A lot of people, for a lot of terms and conditions with certain websites, it's not as clear as day is. This is one thing I could appreciate up front. So you gotta be 13 or older. Your account is your responsibility. Don't share the logins, don't try to hack, don't try to break, don't try to use illegal stuff. You own the music. Big big thing to know. You own the music. Can you make money with it? Can you monetize it? You can do whatever you want. No limits, right? Stuff you upload, you saying that you own and you have permission to use it. Don't upload things. It's going to get you or the platform in trouble. That's how we run into problems. And then we end up losing out on these lifetime deals when people do the wrong thing. Do they train AI on your content? No, unless you explicitly agree. Your uploads stay private. Your generated music stays private. They don't use your stuff to train models by default. And this is something they make explicitly clear in the TOS, right? So as long as they're honoring the TOS, you can feel confident that what you upload and it stays private to you, and whatever you're doing with it, nobody's training on it. So if that's something that's very important to you, that's something to note. Not a lot of people's doing that. A lot of people, they training the stuff when you upload it. So they're saying, hey, we're not doing that over here. So that's a big draw. Don't steal, don't infringe, don't impersonate. Simple. Don't scam, don't deceive, don't create legal stuff. Everything's provided as is. Stuff can go down. They can't add or remove things. Simple. Payments are non-refundable. We understand that. They gave you the free trial this time. So you get 3 free tries before you even think about committing anything. You get tried 3 times, and then you're good to go, family. Simple. So account termination, if you break any rules, they could terminate your account. You still keep the rights to the music you already created. As long as you're on the basic pass and above, a plan that gives you commercial rights, that's all you. No guarantees. They don't guarantee your music will be good. They don't promise success. Use at your own discretion. Now, they don't say here about the similarities, like guaranteeing like uniqueness of the music. So that's also one thing you gotta keep in mind. Even if they don't say that in the terms and conditions, I'm gonna say that it's gonna be on you to make sure that whatever you're doing with your prompts and stuff like that, you're gonna make sure that you're good to go. Because if you try to double back and say, hey, it's not in your terms of service, maybe at this time it's not, but still that's gonna be on you to make sure your output is unique. You're taking that risk when you dealing with these AI tools. Simple. Liabilities. Okay. All right. So we good to go here. We good to go in the TOS. I'm already locked in the basic pass. Probably after playing around with this, I'm probably gonna upgrade. You can see they got the YouTube right here, Sampla.ai. It just dropped. I just got the email, and even though I'm not feeling well, you know, on this channel I do a lot of app sumo and lifetime deals. I'm not feeling well at all, family. I wanted to tap in with y'all and show y'all what's going on with the sampler thing. I'm already tapped in. Matter of fact, you can head to my profile. You can see I just started out. Just started today. And just to show you, right, you can see basic pass. And then if you want to upgrade to that lifetime, that a studio pass, it's simple. You pay that $100 and also tap in with that SHAY. No Shannon Sharp though. You get that $10 off. Simple. That's at the time of recording this video, and it's Friday, January 9th. All right. So go to library. It's a little bit wonky right here because if you click right here, you can't really see everything down here. So people at Sampla.ai, if you're seeing this, this is something you need to fix right here because we can't really see anything here unless get stems is the only option. Now, in terms of downloading, you hit the download. It doesn't say if you could just download the MP3 or the WAV, but I just hit the download so we can see in real time what's happening. Now, I'm on the mid tier, so I don't know, being on the basic pass, if that's going to affect the download speed. But you can see right now, that's only the MP3 that downloaded. So I don't know if we could download the WAV or anything like that. I know we can get the stems. But other than that, there's really not much I can see from here. This need to get fixed. So you can go ahead and tap in and see how this sounded right here. meant to be a sample. Now I know it's meant you take it, and then if you're a producer and whatnot, I'm not a producer. I'm the introverted marketer. I just seen this as another tool to whereas it's a lifetime deal or more AI music. So really now I got tapped in with 2 lifetime deals because you can see right here, this created a whole 2-minute and 50-second track of just a Motown sample. So that's a beautiful thing right there. I can use that any way I see fit. And once again, I don't think any of these style prompts here affect anything. Now with the origin here, it has this little eye here, but as of right now, it doesn't really say what origin V1 means. And of course, they got the prompt library. You can see here they got a whole bunch of different prompts, whether it's for Motown strings. And this is a feature that carried over from Openbeat.ai. You just click any one of these and you can just use it in your generation. Got Motown brass and jazzy hip hop orchestra. So I think I'm gonna play around with this one right here, and then we'll even add our own prompt to the library. Just come up with something unique. See how else we could use it. I know this is meant to be used for like samples, but let's really test the tool out and see if it's just you could just use it for music in general. So of course with the advanced, you can add your styles and stuff here. You can add your prompt here. You can generate your track, but for right now, we'll just keep things simple. And then we'll tap in with the advanced. Got the jazz here now with the pocket meter. You can see it controls the swing, groove, and human feel of the rhythm. So the lower it is, the more loose and laid back timing with the natural swing and push. And if it's high, it's tight, locked in groove with minimal swing. So right now it's balanced. Let's put it to 70. Let's put it to 75. Now with the soul meter, it controls the emotional depth and expressiveness of the generation. So the lower it is, the more smooth and neutral and restrained the vibe gonna be. And if it's high, it's gonna be rich, expressive, emotional, and it's gonna have that soulful character. So we want it to be laid back, but we want it to be, we like clean, but we want the people to feel it. So we're gonna keep it on that 7.5, and we're gonna go ahead and generate that beat and see what it do with it. Now for this generation right here, I'ma just leave it like this. I'm not gonna pause it, just so we can see the timing. Because before when I hit generate, it didn't actually do everything that it showed in the video. It just kind of hung. So I just want to give you that live experience. I actually had to refresh the page and then this dropped in. So as of right now, it's not performing clean like how it does in the video. And I'll take you over to the video and show you. You don't need to really hear anything, but I just want to show you how it's set in the video, how it's supposed to turn out. Right? So, in fact, we let it play.
Your soulful sample. Next, adjust the pocket and soul parameters for advanced control. Click Generate. Upon completion, we can head to...
You see that little thing right there? I ain't get that right here. So that's just one thing to note. That function right there, it's a little wonky right there. It ain't really working like how it is. So it's a good thing they got that free trial so you could try it out. You know, people gonna go out there, they're gonna do videos, give them feedback, let them know what's going on with it so they can fix that. Because right now, at least for me, in my experience, it ain't working. Now you can see everything is already instrumental only, so it should be no words at all. Should be no words at all. But you see they got the one-shot sound, they bringing that back. They got the MIDI converter, they got the BPM and key detector, and they also got the speed change in case you want to speed things up. So this is gonna be a little bit longer video, nothing too crazy, but we want to test out some of these features. So I don't know how long it's gonna take. So I'm just gonna go ahead and refresh it because that's what I did last time and it worked. Oh wait, it just popped up right there. Literally just popped up right there. So next time what I'm gonna do, I'll put the Google clock here. I go to Google, put the stopwatch, and then when I want to create something, I'll create it. Then I'll pause the video, and then we'll tap back in once it's done. But they definitely Need to fix that so we can see the progress bar so people can see what's going on. But you can see we got another 3-minute track. So let's go ahead and see what they did with it. Now, for me, that sounded a little smooth, like a little smooth. Now, for some people, the quality may be hit or miss. But once again, this is a lifetime deal, and I'm on the basic plan. And one thing you got to understand with the basic plan, you don't get access to the higher AI models. You get access to the basic AI model. I don't know if they're using APIs to tap in again, but from what they was explaining, matter of fact, we can actually go back home so I could show you that again. So you get the standard default AI model. With the Studio Pass, you get access to advanced AI models. But for right now, I'm tapped in right here. I'm probably gonna upgrade here, and then we'll do the video on the Studio Pass to see what's the difference between the standard default AI model and the advanced AI models, because it doesn't say model, it says models. So you get access to different models here, where with the basic pass, you get access to one. But at the end of the day, unlimited AI generations for music, and it costs you $49. Or if you put in that code SHAY at the time of recording this video, you get 10% off. It costs you $44.50. I don't think you could beat that for unlimited AI generations. You just can't beat that, family. No one is doing that. No one is doing that. Nothing that I've seen, at least. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna go ahead and tap back in. So we already did about a couple. We did a couple generations. This one was, I don't know if you guys could tell if it felt more laid back or if it felt more like if it had more soul. But what I'm actually doing now is we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna bring it down. We're gonna make it clean and tight for this generation. We just want to play around with it, see what it's gonna do. We're gonna hop back into that prompt library, and we'll hit that Motown brass with that 1970s soul trumpet, melody smooth and lyrical. I don't know why lyrical is there. Emotional delivery, subtle growls and bends. Once again, we're gonna hit that jazz. I'm gonna pause the video because I'm gonna generate it, and then once it's done, we'll tap back in. I just brought the video back up because now this is popping up. You could tell this is brand new. Everything they just put out is brand new. Because before, the processing your music didn't pop up. So if you seen earlier in the video, I was saying they need to fix this. But right now, it looked like the kinks and everything is still getting worked out. So I just want to make sure I was transparent and showing you that this time it did pop up. But I still got the stopwatch in the corner. So whenever it's done, we'll tap back in. So that took just about 1 minute, family. Not gonna lie, that ain't bad. I'm curious to see what the difference the extra $100 gonna make, if it's gonna cut some time off. Now, I'm glad they have this here, because just like with Openbeat.ai, you can actually edit the actual file, edit the title. You can view in your profile. You could generate another. So let's just put Soul Trumpet. In effect, Soul Trumpet. Shout out Paris Speech. Title updated successfully. Beautiful. Let's do it. Okay, so this time it's not playing. I'm wondering if there's an issue right here. Let's close this out. That's crazy. Not gonna lie, that little trumpet sounded real smooth, And honestly, I'm really trying to push this to the limit right here. Cause who says you have to use this solely for samples? I know producers use it for samples, but can it create things that are not, well, it does have rock and other things here. Can it create things that are not specific? It seems like you could just use this only for instrumentals. Let's go over to advanced. Yeah, so this just seems like you could just use everything just in like an instrumental fashion compared to Openbeat. But I wonder what is actually the difference here. Because it feels like you can do the same thing over in Openbeat. But maybe this is mainly catered more so to just having that sample sound. But to test that theory out, I'm gonna open up Openbeat and I'm gonna use that same prompt and create your beat and see how it turns out. All right, family. So you can see I'm over here in Openbeat, and clearly we can hop back in the sampler. They're using the same AI image generator or the same API. That's what it seemed like because you can see the same AI image here that are using sampler. Got it 3 straight times in Openbeat. Let me refresh this for the one time. So just a little bit. So we got with Openbeat in the beat creator. You got model 1. You don't select anything. You got model 2. You got the Mars model. So just want to tap in real quick and see if there's any difference between what we hear on Openbeat versus sampler. So let's just go ahead and see. All right, so that's the model 1. Tapping with the model 2. That's the model 2. Now let's tap in with the Mars model. Then we're going to head back over to sampler. Now, I'm not too worried too much about the Mars model because you got to remember with the Mars model, it's trained specifically on my guy's Mars music. So if he's not using any music that specifically has these different kind of instruments, it may not be able to find that if that's what it's feeding off of. So this was just to test it out. But as far as the M1 and the M2, they sound pretty fine to me. I think what the really noticeable difference is that you can actually change the settings right here in sampler. But other than that, I mean, we could just tap back in for a little bit. So I guess really it's just depending on your ear, how subjective the sound is. But honestly, let's go ahead and let's run it up. Let's run it up to 85. Let's run it up to 85. We're gonna use the same prompt and see if we actually hear anything different. And I don't know what the difference is between not selecting the origin V1 or not, so I'm just gonna select it. But right now, it doesn't show anything when I'm over the I for information button. So we're gonna go ahead and generate that beat. And literally before it had just came up. But this time, so I guess it's hit or miss with the status screen when it shows you that it's processing and it say it may take 2 to 3 minutes. But as of right now, it's Friday, January 9th, 2026. It seems to be taking about a minute or so, up to 30 seconds to a minute on the basic pass, which is fair. I mean, it's unlimited AI generations, and probably as long as not too many people using it, probably gonna be able to maintain those speeds. But if you probably want those faster speeds, probably gotta upgrade to the higher plan. But right now, you see nothing's really popping up right now, so I'm just gonna pause it and we'll tap back in, and we'll see how laid back and felt this next sample or beat is gonna be. So I do want to show you, keep it transparent for you right now, family, that right now it doesn't seem like you could play it right here when it finishes generating. It seems like you just gotta, you see it says status complete. You can view it. In fact, let's go to the profile. You see you can view it in the profile. And it doesn't seem like right here you can actually change the name. So it looks like as of right now, you can only change it when it actually generates. And also the privacy is automatically set to public. You can also make it private by clicking on it. So just one thing to note, if you want to keep your generations private. Now, when we was looking over the terms of service, it didn't say what public or private means. Also, they say that they don't train your uploads on anything. So I don't understand what this privacy feature means. If they don't share, if they don't train off your stuff, do they share your stuff with the community? I don't know. It doesn't really say. But you can see we got the track here. We're gonna let it play. One thing I can say is that I could definitely tell that it's a lot more laid back. And I feel that in the actual, as I'm listening to the track, I feel how laid back it is. But you know me, we're gonna give it a one more go. We're gonna go over to advance. And I wonder if we gotta have to actually add these. So you do have to actually add these. So before we go over to advanced, I'm going to go over into Song AI form, which is one of my preferred tools for coming up with prompts. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this prompt from Song AI form. And we're going to put it in Sampler. We're going to put it in simple. I'm going to keep everything in the 80s. I wish there was a way where you can save your specific settings in the Pocket Meter. I like that laid back feel. I like when it feels like it's soulful. We're going to go ahead and, so let's see what happens when we save it. So it says it fails to save prompt, which is crazy. Well, the prompt is copied. So failed to load save prompts. Failed to save prompt. So let's try refreshing and see if that helps any. So right now there's a little bug right here. For the folks that's watching this, that's working on Sampla.ai. at least in my experience right now, you can't save the prompt, but no problem. We want to see how if it's gonna give us that laid back feel with this smooth R&B soul instrumental. We want the soul pretty much way up. We want the pocket pretty much way up. We want it laid back. We want it soulful. So go ahead and generate that, and then we'll tap back in once it's done. All right, family. So I didn't pick a style category that suits it, but it's ready. It didn't take that long, so here we go. Now the reason why I let that rock. Let's go back to Song AI form and see what was in here. Because it didn't mention anything about vocals. So I wanted to just make sure that I wasn't going crazy. Because I heard the vocals and I was thinking, is the AI gonna actually sing here? But you can see here it didn't sing. It was just, I believe that was a harmonica that just started playing in the end after the vocals started playing. So just wanted to make sure that the AI was going to stay on track. Now, in terms of the sample or the beat that it generated, it did, in my opinion, have that laid back vibe, a little soulful with the vocals and everything. It was coming off real smooth. Like, I don't know about this image right here. It's looking a little crazy, but other than that, you can see right now where we done played around with, we done made 5 different tracks, and they do have that one-shot sound, which is a feature that they also had over on Openbeat, so they're bringing it over here. So really, if you have Openbeat, this might be something you may or may not need. It really depends on if you're trying to make samples. If you're trying to get samples, this gives you a little bit more control over the vibe and things like that. That's what really differentiates this from Openbeat, and this is all instrumentals from my testing right now. So it has some sound effects examples right here. So why don't we just go ahead with the retro game jump since it's already there. In fact, we go with the retro game jump and then the creepy door creep. Retro game jump. Go ahead and generate that. Now it pops right here. So it shouldn't take that long to generate, but just in case it does, we'll pause the video and then we'll tap back in once it's done and we'll take it from there. All right, family. So with this one, you can see here, we could download the MP3 and we could download the wave. So you seen it in the testing earlier. Before, you couldn't go in and actually download the wave. You can only download the MP3. You could download the stems because right now it doesn't allow you to scroll all the way down with the selection. But let's go ahead and listen to that retro game jump. It sounded like Sonic right there. So that worked out perfectly. Let's go ahead and do another sound. But it sounded like the sound effects is working beautifully right there. Creepy door creak. So this is a beautiful addition right here. The sound effects is working so far on my test. And we'll just test a couple more just to make sure that it's good to go. But yeah, you can create unlimited sound effects as well, in addition to creating unlimited beats and samples. That's amazing value right there, family. But we'll tap back in once it's done. My bad, family. I realized that Paris Breach didn't hear me say door. I was moving so fast. I didn't realize it was creepy doll that it got. So I'm not sure how this is gonna sound, but let's see what it sounds like. That definitely sounds like a scary ass doll. I'm not even gonna lie, family. Last one I'm gonna do is car crash and explosion. We'll just do this and then we'll move on. back to the sample generator, and this time, oh, you see, yeah, it created a little doll right there, and it had the little the guy in the suit jumping. And I went in the Song AI phone because we did the smooth soul samples and things like that, but we want to try some other genres just to see how it's going, and then we're gonna go into the advanced and see how that's moving. So you see, I already got the prompt pulled up in Song AI form. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to check that out. You can use any tool that you want. Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok, DeepSeek, Claude, it don't matter. Whatever you're trying to use to create your prompt. But we're going to use this one right here. And then once this is done and we hear how it sounds, we're going to tap back in with the sample generator and see what it could do with different genres. All right, family, here we go. Car crash and explosion. It sounded all right. In fact, run it back. It sounded okay. This is a cool little function right here. Cool little addition. You get the sound effects unlimited. If you need sound effects for your content, you could do everything here in Sampler. So it just works out great if you need that. But we're gonna head back in the sample generator. And we already tapped in with the soulful stuff. Love that soulful stuff. But we're gonna try this rock stuff out. And this time doesn't really have a style here for rock, but we want to see if we could do different things. And because I know this is more so for creating like those soulful type samples, but it does have rock right here. And we want it to be felt. We turn that in 90. We don't want it to be laid back though. So we got it down. We'll put this down to 20. We're gonna go ahead and generate this rock joint and see what it's hitting on. So before we tap in, I did want to show you, I did get the email from, because I'm part of the Openbeat community and what may have you. So you can see the code right here. And really they say what it's meant to do, creating original soulful samples that actually feel human. So that was their goal. Get rid of the copyright stress, the recycle loops and all that. So this is really what it's catered towards. But you know me, I'm a marketer. So I appreciate them blessing me with the invite and everything like that. I tapped in immediately. But however I could use the tool and make it work is how I intend to. So I'm here to push it to its limit. So let's see what it's gonna do. So really, it seems like it can pretty much do anything. It seems like Sampler has its unique strengths, what it's made to do. Right, you go back to the email. Really for like those soulful, jazzy, Motown, vintage type. That's what they're here to do. But just because that's what they're here to do doesn't mean that you need to use it in that specific manner. So my idea is, can this create instrumentals in any genre if you want to just use it in that manner? Because if it's capable to do that in that manner, then this is actually a more affordable option than Openbeat for the highest tier, because the highest tier in Openbeat is about, I believe, $200, where here it's $150. And there's no the mid tier here is $49, where in Openbeat is $99. So that's just my thinking. But we just tested out rock. I want to see what it could do with country because they don't even have country here as a selection. So let's just test that idea out. And I'm going to get back to you once we get a prompt. So before we get back in, just want to show you my prompt right here for that country. And you know we're going to turn the soul all the way up. We turn this one up to 100. Soulful country music or soulful country instrumental. And we're going to turn the pocket up as well. Matter of fact, yeah, we want it all laid back. We want it laid back. We want it soulful. So this time, 100 and 100. We're going to generate that track and see what it's hitting on. All right, family, we in the library. Matter of fact, let me hit these 3 dots again. Okay, so they did fix that. So it's a good thing. This is a long video. It fixed things in real time. You can see here I'm in the library. You click them 3 dots. And now you can get the stems and you can download the wave. You can also edit the title right here in the library. But in the profile, well, you can't do nothing of the day in the profile, but in the library, they got that fixed. So you can download the wave. You can remix the track. Maybe we need to try that out and see what that's looking like and go from there. But for now, let's hear how that soulful country sounding. Sound fine to me, but since everything seems to be hit or miss or everything in real time, we're going to go ahead and paste that prompt and hit save again. But at the time recording this video, Friday, January 9th, 2026, the save feature's not working, but now you could download the wave. Now you could download the stems. Matter of fact, let's go to the library and I could do that in real time. So we can actually see that work. We're going to hit download that wave. You can see the wave file just downloaded right there. And then if we want to get the stems, so we just want to include vocals. Well, there's no vocals, so we can see here when you click extract stems that the track will actually play. So separate vocal tracks from the instrumental. There's no vocals, so do we need to select this? It's gonna hit extract stems and see what it does. So we'll tap back in. Well, okay. So it's gonna process the audio, saying it may take a little while. So while it's doing that, we'll pause the video and then we'll tap back in once it's done and see what it came up with, fam. Sample. So yeah, family, I just left this here to be pretty transparent. So trying to get the stems, I'm running into this issue right here. So I'm not able to download those stems for you to show you that it's working. I did want to put it into the DAW. It's the Openbeat DAW. It's getting a video done on it. Wanted to put it in here and see how it worked. But we can't do that because it's not allowing me to download the stems right now. So maybe it's just this particular, track. Maybe if I try and download another track stems, maybe I'll get a different result. But it seems to be that at this time, Sampla is not letting you download those stems in case you want to take it out and put it into something like a DAW and work it out on your own. So I'm gonna try it. You can see right here, it's supposed to give you options between MP3 and Wave. So I'm gonna try it out, see if it works, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, family. So this function is not working right here. So unfortunately, can't see how it's gonna look in the DAW and everything like that. But this video really ain't about the DAW and anything like that. We're gonna go ahead and head back to the sampler generator. And we already tested it out. We've seen that it's pretty good with the sounds, with doing the vintage, the soulful stuff. We've seen that it did rock. We've seen that it did country. So really, it's just a music generator that's just all instrumentals. From my testing right now, there hasn't been any vocals, no people speaking in different languages, no one singing. I take that back. There was some harmonizing, a little bit of vocals, but no one singing and saying actual words. And you can see we've been doing all our testing in the actual simple side. We didn't go over to the advanced side. You can see right here, everything is just with the styles. You can't type anything here. You hear the keyboard me clacking and typing. Can't do anything here. So with the styles, you are pretty much locked into what they have here. And this, in my opinion, is a no-go. Because unless you're going to add different meta tags, different styles, this is extremely, extremely limiting to only a couple different genres right here. There's only so much you can do with these right here. You can go with vintage, you can go with soul. It's not here with funk. You can go with Motown style, right? And we could go ahead and, can we even pick from the prompts? You can't even pick from the prompt library in advance. So if you pick vintage, soul, and Motown style, you can't even really do anything here. But I wonder, if you leave this blank, does that matter? You know, I don't know. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and create an in-depth prompt with Song AI form for this particular style, and then we'll see what it does. And we'll tap back in once it's done. So I went ahead and Song AI form, got the prompt, plugged it in the sampler. Can we save it here though? So even on the advanced, you can't save your prompts. You see, we got the tags here, the style tags, got the prompt here. We're gonna go ahead and generate that track and see if this really makes a difference. I'm wondering, because in the advanced section, you just have these limited style tags that you can assign to the actual track. But I wonder if it's going to make any actual difference when you generate the actual sample. So that's curious there. But either way, it's generating, and we'll tap back in once it's done and see what it created. Sorry, family, the video ended prematurely. So if you've seen it kind of stitch over, it's because it ended prematurely. So even right here in advance, you can't play it. You can't play the sample right here, or play the beat right here. And you can see for the tags, it's looking kind of crazy right here. But we're gonna go ahead and view in the profile and let it run. You see the styles, it kind of went crazy.
Vintage jazz, soul, Motown instrumental, feature a warm, slightly gritty analog sound. Starts with the smooth, walking upright bassline and subtle brush tones. Got it, family. I was wondering if we was gonna be able to trip up the AI, and yes, we did. Yes, we did. Because why is the AI singing my prompt? Why is it singing the prompt? Why is the AI singing at all? It should be instrumental only, and we did select Origin 1. So, two things to note. In simple, you have advanced control, but in advanced, you don't have any control here. So that's one thing to note. Just pretty curious, because you would think
A feature like this, like being able to control if the track is laid back, tight, clean, or felt, that sounds like an advanced feature. Honestly, I think this should be available in both. So with the advanced, you can assign the tags, but you have people singing, but it's supposed to be an instrumental only. So definitely got to ding you for that one, Sampler. And if you're watching this video, it seems like it's just something you just need to work out the kinks right there. But definitely that was awkward. But just to make sure it's not a one-off, because we just want to test the thing out, I'm going to go ahead and generate another track in the advance. And actually, we're going to go with 1950s style. 1950s soul and vintage. And we're going to see if it does that again. So stand by, family. So I pulled up Pismo, the clutch one, to just generate a prompt real quick. And we're going to go ahead and replace that selection. Oh, it went away. That's all right. We'll pull it back up. That was crazy. We'll pull up Pismo. I'll pause it. And then I'm going to take the prompt that Pismo is going to create for me using Claude. And then we'll paste it in here and see what it's going to sound like if the actual AI is going to be singing. So stand by, family. My bad for that. All right, so this time we copied it not once, but twice. Right? Shout out Pismo. And we got our prompt here. We'll just delete that. And here it is. We have our style tags. We're going to go ahead and generate the track. And we're going to see how it sounds once it's done. We're going to see if the AI actually sings. So the first time it did, this next time, hopefully it doesn't. But let's see. All right, family, let's see how it's turning out. So we're going to go view the profile. And we're going to hit play.
Create a 1950s vintage soul. Music sample that captures the warm, nostalgic essence of the era. The track should feature classic instrumentation, typical of 19.
So we don't even need to hear any more about that. So the advanced prompt is definitely suspect right now, family. One, you can't save in the simple or advanced right now. So that's something to consider. I don't know if not marking this is gonna help. Can you even generate a track without? This is just strange. Because you would think the advanced section would have advanced features. But we tried 2 times, and I'm gonna try once more, and then close out the video. Unless we want to see the speed. This might something to be test out. So I'll try once more in the advanced section, and we're gonna leave this unchecked. I don't know if this is gonna help. But 1950s soul, vintage. And I'm just gonna take the actual style and put it here and see. I don't know, because I don't want the AI to sing at all. But it's singing here, and you see it's instrumental only, but the AI is actually singing. So that's definitely a big problem in the advanced section. And simple is fine. In simple, we've tested it out across a couple different genres, and we see that it did not sing at all. But on the advanced, it's not looking good. So we're gonna try one more time using just the same style tags as the prompt. So we're gonna go ahead and generate that track. All right, family. So let's go ahead and try one more time.
lost sheep in this first double A. Ever miss so all good. This is up in my cry. This darkness never ends.
So my recommendation right now, family, is to not do anything with the advance right now. As you can see, I even unchecked it. That didn't help. I used the style tags as the prompt. That didn't help. It's just to stick with this. Just stick with this. The simple. One, it gives you a lot more control, surprisingly, over the advance with this cool little meter, the pocket meter and the soul meter, where you can have it balanced. You could give it more clean feel, a tight feel, a laid back feel, a more soulful feel. It's kind of odd that it's here in the simple, but I ain't mad at it. I'm just glad that it's there. Not to mention, when you're trying to create an instrumental, it creates an instrumental. In addition to sound effects, they're pretty cool. They work out real smooth, like that's so that's crazy right there. So definitely that's cool right there. And then they have the speed changer. So I guess this is something that we could try out right here if it matters. And then I just close out the video. So I'm gonna download one of these tracks. We go in the library. I actually already downloaded some tracks, so you can go back to the speed changer and I upload a track and get back to it. Oh, here we are. Sorry about that. So we got the track right here. Soulful country instrumental. So let's say we want to change it to 1.25. We'll hear how that sounds. Uploading the audio. Apologize if you hear a little bit of rain in the background, family. Right now it's pouring where I'm at. So we'll let this do its thing and we'll tap back in once it's done. That actually finished as soon as I said we'll tap back in. You can see right here we can change the name. You can see right here it shows the duration. We can only download it as an MP3. Let's hear how it sounds. So that's how it sounds sped up. We're going to change the speed again. Let's just go ahead and slow it down. Same track. We'll see how it sounds a little bit slower. And of course, you could choose the format. So you could choose the output format. So that was my bad. I overlooked that. You got to choose the output format for the actual file once you're done. We're going to leave it as MP3 for now. We're going to hit that change speed. Let it do it. All right, family. So we can see the track is considerably longer because we slowed it down. But let's go ahead and hear how that sounds. So this feature right here, I can see real useful for people that like to chop things up and maybe get that chipmunk sound, speed things up with someone singing and get that real soulful type sample. So I could see this being useful right here, the audio speed changing for those in that aspect. For me, it's just a nice little cool add-on. Nothing too crazy, but in my opinion, the video is going on a little bit too long. So we're gonna head back home. So what is my overall opinion about Sampler? As long as you stick with the simple, it does what it does. The advanced, it definitely needs to work out some of the kinks there. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. But from my testing with those, I believe 5 or 6 tracks I created, it creates instrumentals very good. And even on the basic plan, it didn't take a long time. The basic pass took about 30 to 60 seconds, which is not that bad. It's a lifetime deal. The sound effects that they created was pretty cool. It's a nice little add-on that they added on top of that. At the time of this testing, Friday, January 9th, 2026, separating the stems did not work. It's a bug. So if you're seeing this, definitely make sure that you tap into that to create as a sampler, which assumedly would be the creators of Openbeat, but who knows? Terms and conditions is fair. You get the free trial, $0, 3 AI music AI generation limits, so you get to try it out. And like I said, for $49 or for $44.10 or so, we use that code SHAY for unlimited AI generations. If you don't need words, it's cheaper than Openbeat. So in my opinion, it's a no-brainer if you're trying to get unlimited commercial use. The terms and conditions is pretty clear. You don't have to credit them from nothing. You can use it commercially however you see fit. And with a lot of these music generators, they're training off your music. They're doing all these things. They putting that in their terms, so they know that what you put in, yeah, you may be able to use it, but we're training off of it and things of that nature. So if you want to know that when you're generating something, it's yours, no one's training off of it or anything like that, Sampler's terms and conditions is pretty transparent. And I know some people may have some feelings because this is the same company that's associated with Openbeat and how they handle things, especially how they started off. So I understand that. But with Sampler, you get a completely different product, in my opinion. It's catered towards a different audience, in my opinion. But me as the introverted marketer, you know what we're interested in, that lifetime deal, $49 for unlimited AI generations. And right here, it doesn't really specify between the speeds, just the export speeds. Doesn't really say anything about the download speeds or the generation speeds. But for the basic pass, I've been able to pretty much generate music without too many issues. Instrumentals, which is my thing. Got a lo-fi channel. I do music on DistroKid. It's all instrumental, so this is right in my wheelhouse. So it works for me. It may or may not work for you. But if this is something that you think would make sense for you in your business or however you tend to use it, there'll be a link in the description below for Sampler and the pinned comment. With that being said, I'm going to end the video right here. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. That being said, this is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell his sample. I'm going to catch you on the next video, family. Peace.